Hello everybody, my name is Naya and I'm the Black Female Engineer. I provide content for new and aspiring software engineers, and today we're going to be talking about how to prepare for the software engineering job hunt. We're going to go into 5 key things that you need to do before you even start applying so that you can really hit the ground running and get a job as soon as possible. But I have a quick favor to ask of you all. I finally created an Instagram because I wanted to make sure that I was engaging with you all and talking with you all as much as possible. So I created an Instagram and I want to create a Q&A video. So head on over there. This is my handle at the Black Female Engineer. And so go over there and DM me any questions you have about me, about software engineering, coding boot camps, and everything in between. And I'll put them into a fun Q&A video where I answer them directly and give y'all a shout out too. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first thing you need to do before you start applying to jobs is create 3, and yes, I said it, 3 different resumes. Now, why 3? Because if you are applying for software engineering roles, there's 3 main targets that you may be looking at. You may be looking at front end, back end, full stack. And with those 3 different targets comes a different resume where you list the technologies applicable for those different topics, or you list the experience you have, or you really just make sure you refine and optimize your resume in a way that it highlights that full stack position, that front end position, that back end position. And so I know people say, oh, tailor each one of your resumes for each application. I applied to almost 100 jobs, and if I tailored each and every one of those resumes for each application, I wouldn't have gotten to 100. I would have only applied to a couple a week, because that's like applying to jobs is a full-time job in itself. And so I say just keep it at 3 so that depending on which role you are applying to, you can just look which resume is best and select that one. This will really streamline that whole process. Second thing that you need to do, it is very important to make sure you keep track of each of your applications, and so make sure you have something in place where you can do that, an Excel sheet, a notebook, etc. I use an Excel sheet, and I actually added a link to an Excel sheet that you guys can use for your job application in the description box below. I created it and it's free for download and use and everything. So check that out, and that hopefully is something that you can easily keep up with. But if it's not, if you prefer pen and paper, if you prefer journals and everything, that's totally fine. But make sure you have something in place to keep up with the applications, because if you see that 6 weeks have gone by and you haven't heard from that one job, then hopefully you can get in contact with a recruiter to get some type of update. It's important to just stay aware of the status of your applications, where you are in certain stages. And if you apply to 100 and 7 weeks have gone by and you haven't heard back from any of them, then you can make the decision of, okay, maybe I should retailor my resume. Maybe I should, ask people what they think about my applications and things like that. So you see what is maybe hurting you in this application. So keep up that tracking so you can keep up with your metrics and all of that. Number 3, optimize your GitHub. Recruiters look at your GitHub because they want to see your coding habits, your coding structures, how often you code, and what your primary languages are for coding. Yes, they have your resume, but they also like to back things up with your actual activity, and GitHub is a great place for that. So make sure you optimize your GitHub. I have a link above that really goes into how to edit your GitHub profile, what you should add, what you shouldn't have, to really make sure that when recruiters see it, then they decide to bring you in for an interview afterwards. So go check that out. But yes, optimize your GitHub. So just a friendly reminder to click that subscribe button, because it really helps me out. It really helps more people get to my channel, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to really just assist in the transition to software engineering, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're a person of color, trying to make sure that these tips are getting out to as many people as possible, because we want to see more inclusivity in this field. So please help me out with that. But let's get to number 4. So the fourth thing you need to do is create a list of people that you personally know that could assist in your job hunt process in some way. It can be something as direct as, oh, my friend Emma works at this software company. Let her know that I'm applying. Let me ask for any tips that she may have and ask if, what she thinks of my resume and things like that. Or it can be more indirect of, oh, my mom has, a friend who works at this company. Let me let my mom know that I am, really looking, and ask if, she'd be open to getting me connected with this person. So just make sure you keep that list and follow up with those people on that list. Now, what we're not going to do is ask for a job. We don't ask for jobs here. There's this saying, ask for a job, get advice. Ask for advice, get a job. So when you go to these people and say, hey, I'd really love it if you could, look over my resume since you're in this field I'm looking. I'd really like to see your insights or see what you think about my project. By doing that, people will automatically, if they love you, if they love you, they automatically will put your hat in the ring. Like, oh, you're looking? Yeah, let me look at that resume. And then after we look at it, let me actually submit it to you in my company. That is how this goes. But we don't say, hey, is your job hiring? I'd love to get a job. Because then they'll say, oh, just make sure you apply and everything. Do you see how those are two very different responses? Yeah. So we ask for advice, write that list, and follow up with those people. And even if they don't get you in the door, there hopefully is some type of insight they can give you that other people now don't have. So that is number 4. And finally, number 5 is to optimize your LinkedIn account. Make sure that your profile picture is something that, is professional. It doesn't have to be you out here in a suit and tie and all of that, but something professional, something high quality. Make sure that your About Me section is updated and says what you're looking for in a job, and make sure that your previous experience and your projects are on there and things like that. LinkedIn, I can talk about it all ways till Sunday. I can really go into that. So if you would like a video, like how I did with my GitHub, how I did with my resume, if you would like a LinkedIn video, let me know. Please like this video. That way I know what you guys want. But if not, totally fine. We'll just keep pushing. So there we have it, the 5 things I need y'all to do before you start going through that job hunt process, before you start applying to jobs. Don't forget, I do have that link below of that spreadsheet you can use to track your job process, your job application process and hunt and all of that. Completely free. Just, follow the instructions and it's yours. So thanks you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Good luck.